Hello everyone and welcome. In today's lesson we will see how to use the past perfect continuous tense. We already saw before the past perfect simple, but now we will see the continuous form of the verb. We will also see many collocations, and collocation is a predictable combination of words. For example, we can say heavy rain but not strong rain because it doesn't sound right. Likewise, we can say do exercise but not make exercise. Collocations can be made up of any kinds of words such as verbs, nouns, adverbs, and adjectives. Let's start. You use the past perfect continuous to describe an action or activity that was happening before another moment in the past. So let's imagine that we have two actions that happened in the past, and one of them happened before the other. To describe that one first action that happened before the other, we need to use يا إما the past perfect simple or the past perfect continuous. He had been learning English for 2 years before he went to London. كما لاحظتوا 2 years before, so it's a long period. That's why here we need to use the past perfect continuous and not the past perfect simple. And then after the 2 years we have the past, and then we have, of course, now. We're not talking about now, we are always talking about the past. For the past action هنا اللي هي he went to London, we use the past simple. But if you are talking about the long past that happened before the past, we use the past perfect continuous. How to form the past perfect continuous? Of course, we need the subject first. We have here he, and then had with all subjects, no difference, plus been with all subjects also. The only thing we change here is the present participle, يعني the verb in the ing form, like learning English for 2 years, plus of course the rest of the sentence. But always the first two parts, let's say, of the verb, they always remain the same. يبقوا كما هما. اللي هما had been plus the verb in ing form هو اللي يتغير ديما. He had been studying, he had been learning, he had been watching, something like that. Let's do this exercise together. We will fill in the gaps by putting the verbs into the past perfect continuous. They had been flying for ages, so she decided to walk around the aisles. They had been flying for ages, so she decided to walk around the aisles. Number 1, we wait for at least an hour when the taxi finally arrived. We had been waiting. We had been waiting for at least an hour when the taxi finally arrived. Number 2, I eventually went to the pharmacy because I not feel well for days. I eventually went to the pharmacy because I had not been feeling well for days. We have here not for the negative form. We put had plus not plus been plus the verb in the ing form اللي هو هنا feeling. Number 3, we went to see the movie because they promoted for months. We went to see the movie because they had been promoting it for months. We went to see the movie because they had been promoting it for months. Number 4, the streets were beautiful and white because it snow all night. The streets were beautiful and white because it had been snowing all night. The streets were beautiful and white because it had been snowing all night. Now let's do this exercise with matching the definitions to the phrases here. Make a decision on the spot. Make a decision on the spot is to play it by ear. Play it by ear. Number 1, very early in the morning. Very early in the morning. Bright and early. Bright and early. Number 2, far from central or popular areas. Far from central or popular areas. Off the beaten track. Off the beaten track. We find this a lot in the countryside where some people live there. They live off the beaten track, which means away from people on roads. Number 3, take few things with you on a trip. Take few things with you on a trip. To travel light. To travel light. It means like you don't heavy yourself up with things, many things. What's on TV tonight? So, this is an article. We will read the article together and we will answer some questions. There are statements. We will see if these statements are true, false, or not given, which means not available for us in the article. Let's start. This week, the Travel Underground series visits Turkey and tells the remarkable story of Durinkyu in Cappadocia. Back in 1863, a resident had been knocking a wall down in his house, but stopped when something caught his eye. He decided to keep on digging, and it was soon obvious that he had discovered something incredible. This documentary charts the fascinating history of Durinkyu, the deepest underground city in Turkey. Far below the surface, Durinkyu had been a place of safety for many people for hundreds of years. Let's see the first statement here, which is not given in the article. Travel Underground is on TV on Fridays. We don't know. We have tonight at 9 p.m. We don't know if tonight is a Friday or no. So it is not a given information here. Number 1, Travel Underground is one of documentary. Travel Underground is one of documentary. This is a false information. Number 2, the city was rediscovered by accident. The city was rediscovered by accident. This is true. This is true. Because they said that the residents here didn't know about it before. Number 3, Durinkyu is Turkey's deepest underground city. Durinkyu is Turkey's deepest underground city. This statement is true because they said in the article that it is the deepest underground city in Turkey. Number 4, people use the city as a place to stay safe. People use the city as a place to stay safe. That's true because they said that it had been a place of safety for many people for hundreds of years. Very good. Let's see now collocations. Collocations are pairs or groups of words that naturally go together and sound right to experienced users of a language. Let's see the two sentences here and we will see the difference between them. He has a low opinion of the film. A low opinion of the film. We don't say he has a light opinion of the film. Light can have a similar meaning to low, اللي هي not much مش برشا, but does not sound natural next to opinion. We don't usually use it next to opinion. That's why it doesn't sound natural. It sounds not usual at all. We see the next one. There was light rain forecast today. There was light rain forecast today. This is correct. We say light rain, light rain. We don't say there was low rain forecast today. There was low rain forecast today. Low can have similar meaning to light, as I said before, but it does not collocate with rain. So low collocates with opinion, but light can collocate with rain. Let's fill in the gaps now using the words in the panel to create more collocations. Let's read here the words in the panel. Close, career, went, do, happily, unlikely, memories, clearly, remember. Let's see the first one. It is extremely unlikely that there will be a happy ending. It is extremely unlikely that there will be a happy ending. Number one. She doesn't have any left, only an uncle. She doesn't have any close family left. Only an uncle. Close family left, only an uncle. Number two. Sometimes the only solution is to your best and hope. Sometimes the only solution is to do your best. تعمل عليك. Do your best and hope. Number three. All their lives they appear to be married. All their lives they appear to be happily married. Number four. Unfortunately, the financial crisis ruined his career. Unfortunately, the financial crisis ruined his career. Number five. He first into business when he was only 17. He first went into business when he was only 17. Number six. Looking at old photographs can stir up memories. Looking at old photographs can stir up يحرك memories. Number seven. I can distinctly meeting him 20 years ago. I can distinctly remember meeting him 20 years ago. Number eight. Looking at them, the difference in age is visible. Looking at them, the difference in age is clearly visible. Clearly visible. Let's do this exercise now. We will match the definitions to the collocations. A subject on which people hold different views. A subject on which people hold different views is a matter of opinion. A matter of opinion. Number 1, completely opposed. Completely opposed. Poles apart. Poles apart. Number 2, an opinion held by a lot of people. An opinion held by a lot of people is a popular belief. A popular belief. Number 3, people hold differing points of view. People hold differing points of view. Opinions are divided. Number 4, to hold a strong opinion that something is true. To hold a strong opinion that something is true is firmly believe. To firmly believe. That's it for today. Thank you so much for your attention and see you soon. Goodbye.